guys, it's Cece, and welcome to another edition of If You Like That, Try This. So I'm trying this out as a new filming location. I think I'm pretty fond of it. Let me know what you think. Anyway, if you aren't familiar with my If You Like That, Try This series, it is a series of videos where I recommend books to you based on other stuff. I have done holiday-themed episodes, I have done stuff based on Disney princesses and Disney villains, and today we are doing the Harry Potter character edition. I feel like I should say the Harry Potter character edition part 1 because this is easily something I can continue on with some other Harry Potter characters, but basically this video is going to be if this Harry Potter character is your favorite character, here is a book that I think you'll enjoy because of that. Anyway, if you've never watched my If You Like That, Try This videos before, I will leave the playlist up on the screen. You can go and check it out, but let's just jump in and talk about some Harry Potter characters and some books. So the very first Harry Potter character I want to talk about is Luna Lovegood. Luna Lovegood could be your favorite Harry Potter character for any number of reasons. She's fabulous. She is sort of odd, but it's because her brain works in a way that's completely different from the people around her, and the thing that matters the most to her is the friends that she gathers as she becomes a part of Hogwarts. And while initially she feels like she doesn't have a place, I think it's fair to say that by the end of the series, she does very much feel like she has a place within this world and within this group of people. So, if you love Luna Lovegood for these reasons, or any other reasons really, I think you should try Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire. Every Heart a Doorway is actually more of a novella than an actual novel, but it is fabulous for so many reasons. This book is about kids who have somehow traveled to another world through a doorway, found the place where they truly belong, and then they are somehow dumped back into our reality, and they no longer feel like they have a place anymore, and people don't really believe them when they talk about this place. Because of that, they are sent to a group home of sorts where a bunch of other children like this all live together to try to process what they've been through and try to find a place in this world again. The writing of this book is absolutely beautiful. It is really lyrically written, and just once you start reading it, I feel like you fall into the story. It's very transportive, this style of writing, and this world in general, where you get to just experience all of these characters in such a contained spot. Plus, there's a murder mystery going on, which is amazing. The other reason I think I connect these two in my mind is because the lead character of Every Heart a Doorway is asexual, and I personally headcanon Luna Lovegood as asexual. I think you can headcanon Luna as so many different things, but to me she's always come across as asexual, and so it just works for that reason as well. I think that if you love Luna Lovegood, you'll love Every Heart a Doorway, but even if Luna isn't your favorite, try reading Every Heart a Doorway anyway. It's just beautifully constructed and written. If your favorite character is Ron Weasley, then that's a great choice as well. I think if Ron is your favorite character, it means that you value how much heart he has and the ways that he draws the group together. Even though he's hard on himself and he sees himself as sort of the ignored child, he makes up for it by how much love he has for the people around him and by how he brings all of those people together. Plus, he still contributes even if it is in a completely different way than Hermione or Harry does. If you really love Ron, then I highly recommend that you pick up A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. The reason I recommend this book is because so much of it is based on familial relationships and specifically how sibling relationships make the characters stronger. This book is about a girl named Meg. She is the daughter of two extremely intelligent scientist parents, but her father has been missing for a lot of time. And then three strange women come into her life and tell her that they can find her father, but she has to do something called tessellating, which is sort of like traveling through realities. It's hard to explain beyond that, but she also goes traveling with her younger brother Charles Wallace, who is intelligent ahead of his years and not really accepted by a lot of the other children around him, as well as a guy named Calvin, who's kind of just along for the ride. Meg spends so much time feeling like she doesn't have a lot of value or that she doesn't have the ability to be the person who saves the day, but she is. She is made stronger by her love for her brother, for her father, for her family in general. She is intelligent and full of so much heart, and I think that if you really like Ron, then you have the potential to really enjoy A Wrinkle in Time. Plus, it's fabulous. Next up, let's talk about Ginny Weasley. So when Ginny Weasley is introduced to us, she is this younger kid who loves Harry Potter but doesn't really have a voice yet. She is the youngest of 7 children. She's been ignored in the past, and that causes her a lot of time spent quiet. But she embraces those things about herself. She becomes sassy and she becomes loud, accepting of herself. And you know what? Even though she starts as kind of obsessive about Harry, she waits out that time and she gets her man in the end. If you love Ginny, then I think that you might enjoy Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Now, Ginny and Kath are not very similar characters, but I feel like if you enjoy Ginny's story, you will enjoy Kath's story. Fangirl, in case you don't know, it takes place in Kath's first year of college. She's had this twin sister, they've been really close her whole life, but right before she starts, her sister announces that she wants to get her own roommate, wants to make her own friends, and kind of split off with Kath, which leaves her sort of drifting. And the thing that Kath takes solace in is that she is obsessed with a series called Simon Snow, and she writes fan fiction for that series. I think that this works because Kath starts out as such a quiet person, as a person who is afraid of stuff, but has a lot of passion for something. She's also struggling with feeling ignored by a sibling. These are things she deals with throughout the novel, and by the end, even though she is not brash or loud the way that Ginny can be, she's felt more comfortable in the world around her. Plus, you know, she still loves Simon Snow. Plus, within this context, Simon Snow is a clear stand-in for Harry Potter, so this just makes all kinds of sense to me. So if you really love Ginny Weasley, I think that you might enjoy Fangirl. Okay, maybe your favorite Harry Potter character is Draco Malfoy. Now, this, I think, depends a lot on your interpretation of Draco. Personally, I have always seen Draco as the boy without a choice. He is cruel and he is terrible, but it is largely the circumstances of the way he was raised. He is the way he is because of his father and the expectations that his father had for him. And as he gets older, it becomes more and more clear that he is both trying to please his family, but also he doesn't really like the things he's doing, and he doesn't want to be a part of that world. This becomes even more clear if we acknowledge Cursed Child's existence, but I guess we won't do that for now. But anyway, if you really love Draco Malfoy as a character, then I think that you will enjoy This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. This Savage Song takes place in a world where violence has begun to breed actual monsters, and the level of monster that is created depends on the severity of the act of violence. It is about two characters, August Flynn, who is a monster who has a desire to be more human, and Kate Harker, who is a human who wishes to be more monstrous. This works because I see so many similarities between Kate Harker as a character and Draco Malfoy as a character. Kate Harker wants to be more monstrous so that her father will accept her. So she makes herself harder, she makes herself a worse person, and she does really terrible things, but it is for certain reasons. She sees being monstrous as a way of keeping herself protected. The Savage Song is a great book in general. It has really interesting world building and the beautiful, beautiful prose that comes along with Victoria Schwab's writing, so I think if you like Draco Malfoy, you have the potential to really love this Savage Song. Okay, I had to talk about him, obviously. Now we have to talk about if your favorite character is Neville Longbottom. So my favorite character is Neville Longbottom, and if you want a whole video as to why that is, I just barely did one, and I will leave that linked on the screen. Neville is a character who spends a lot of time shoved to the sidelines. He's kind of ignored or undervalued, and in the end, he winds up being a character who completely saves the day. Though he's stuck to the background, he is not someone to be discounted. He stands up for himself, he stands up for the world, and he is beautiful. If you really love Neville Longbottom, then I think that you will probably love Not Your Sidekick by C.B. Lee. Not Your Sidekick is about a girl named Jessica Tran, and she is the daughter of two superheroes. However, she herself seems to have no super abilities, so she goes and gets an internship only to find out the internship is for the town's supervillains. Not great. Her and her collection of friends who have been sort of discounted and pushed aside as not as relevant as superheroes are the ones who wind up coming in to save the day. This book is great for a lot of other reasons. The main character is bisexual and biracial. She has a trans best friend, Bells, as well as a bunch of other really wonderful friends around her, including her crush, Abby. Everything about this book is beautiful, and I'm super passionate about it, and you know what? That might just be because Neville is my favorite character, so coming from a person whose favorite character is Neville Longbottom, I can personally vouch for the fact that I love Not Your Sidekick. And finally for this video, let's talk about if your favorite character is Hermione Granger. Obviously, number one, Hermione is extremely intelligent. She values book smarts, and that is a lot of what takes her through her life. But also, Hermione is an incredibly ruthless figure. She has the terrible influence of Ron and Harry that leads her to break the rules more and more, and she does some questionable stuff, honestly. She is a fierce advocate for those whose voices are silenced, and she's a great character. I love Hermione, and I completely understand. She's my second favorite character. If you love Hermione as a favorite character, then I personally think that you should please read Queen of the Tearling by Erika Johansen. I just barely reread Queen of the Tearling, and it has only encouraged me to compare these two more. Plus, I don't know if we're ever going to get a movie. We were supposed to, like, years ago, and currently, Emma Watson is slated to star, so there you go. Queen of the Tearling is about a girl named Kelsey, and she has been out in hiding for the first 19 years of her life, but she has come of age. She is the queen of the Tearling, and it is time for her to return to her kingdom and take her throne. Unfortunately, there are a lot of things standing in the way of this, and she is going to have to battle to earn her spot on that throne and to become the actual queen of the Tearling. Kelsey is one of the most fascinating female characters that I've ever read. She is such a beautiful character. And even though this is different from Hermione, it's fascinating because I think as she develops as a character, you get to see her go from a person you would define as maybe Gryffindor, maybe Ravenclaw, to realizing that she might be Slytherin, and that's beautiful. She stands up for people who need their voices to be amplified. She loves books more than anything else in this world and understands the value that literature can have. She is ruthless, she is cunning, she is so intelligent, and this book is supremely political with a group of characters that you grow to love so dearly as they grow to love Kelsey as a character. This book is fabulous. Plus, I have to mention this. So this book actually takes place in a regressed future. It clearly takes place in the future, but we've gone to Queens and sort of the setting of an epic fantasy series. There's even magic. And because Kelsey loves to read, we get to hear some of the books she loves to read, and there is a teeny tiny reference in there as to the 7 books of Rowling. So it just works. So yeah, if you really love Hermione as a character, then I strongly think that you will enjoy Queen of the Tearling as a book. Okay guys, there you go. Those are my recommendations for favorite Harry Potter characters to books you should read because of them. I know I didn't actually list Harry Potter himself, but I was having a really hard time coming up with a book that you might love if Harry's your favorite character. If you guys have ideas, please leave them below. I'd be interested to hear. But as is tradition with my If You Like That Try This videos, I have a couple of freebies. If your favorite characters are the Marauders, then that means that you probably love, I don't know, a group of 4 guys and maybe a woman who comes into their life and how they talk about magic and friendship and, you know what I'm getting at? Okay, just The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. Like, just draw those comparisons, please. And if, for some reason, you are super passionate about Dementors, then I highly encourage you to read On the Road by Jack Kerouac, which is soul-suckingly boring. If you have recommendations for future topics I could use, then please leave them in the comments below as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!